I'm Jody Leon. I'm the learning manager here at NCMA HQ, and myself and our wonderful teams, the education team and the events team, are so excited for next week's Emerge. And if you didn't already know Michelle Courier, she is our Chief Learning Officer, and she wants to give you the official welcome right now. And then the rest of the staff will come on and then give their little bits about it, about the session.
Great. I don't even have the words to thank you all for volunteering to be part of this program. As you all know, the small business program, the GovCon small business programs are taking horrible cuts. And I was wondering, is anyone on from NAPEX?
Mark.
Yes, I am. Yes, ma'am.
Mark from Texas.
Oh, great. Yes. So I wanted to ask a question. I just read that the PCRs, the regional PCRs from the SBA have been cut or will be cut 40%. Have you heard that? And has that happened?
I don't know that it's happened. We did hear that it was in the process. It's sad to me anyway.
Well, it's sad to me as well. I used to be one, and it's going to make the work that you all do at the NAPEX accelerators even more important to be available to the small businesses. So on behalf of NCMA, thank you all so much for volunteering your time to be here. We have close to 150 folks that are signed up so far. Which is fabulous that folks are able to jump on and be able to hear what you all have to say and share how to help our small businesses. So thank you again. Okay, next slide. It's so important that you understand who our team is, because our team can pivot on a dime, just like all of you have I'm sure, changed what your plan was in January to what your plan is today. Our folks here have pivoted to be able to bring this virtual webinar to our community. And I want to recognize Jen Covington. She's our VP of Learning Development. Sam Williams, who you all are working with. She is my co-conspirator. And Sam, thanks for rounding these fabulous people up to be on the webinar. Jody, who keeps us straight, gets us on the webinar, and who's going to get you straight to make sure that you can find the right links to join us next week. Christina, our Director of Events. Gigi, our Events and Meeting Planner, and Hannah, our Event Specialist. And my star of the day is Jake Wood. Jake, say hello to everybody.
Everyone, thank you, Michelle, for making me your star.
I feel compelled to tell you the story that Jake shared with us right before we came on. Derek, you will appreciate this. He wanted us to know that he had just eaten a banana.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow you all know that Jake now has enough potassium to bring us through to the finish line. So Jake, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle.
We appreciate the whole team. They bring not only professional expertise, but they bring humor as we pivot on a daily basis. And I thank them all, and they will become your best friends. And also joining us, our leadership development program manager is Dora Jackson, who is on the line. And anyone who has questions about our leadership programs in the chat, Dora will be sharing that information with our attendees next week. So that's our team of fabulous folks.
Grace is here too.
Where's Grace? There she is. Hey, Grace.
Yeah. Hello.
Grace is our magazine editor extraordinaire, who puts together our magazine every month. And if any of you have any brilliant ideas on content for our magazine, you want to write an article or you're thinking about something, please reach out to Grace, because we're always looking for subject matter experts to share your knowledge with our community through our CM magazine. So Grace, thanks for jumping on.
Thanks for having me, Michelle.
Sure. Okay, now I'm going to ask Sam to kind of run through the schedule at a glance with all of you, so you will know kind of how the day is going to rock on next Thursday. So Sam?
Yes, thank you. And adding my thanks for everyone answering the call for this event and being willing to share expertise with our community. I know some of you we've been discussed for many weeks, and a few of you we've recruited recently. So appreciate those who have joined us here. So the event content really is geared and tailored toward supporting the small business community. So we expect primarily small businesses to be in the audience. We will have some federal representatives, some prime contractors as well. So like all of our events, NCMA is neutral forum where buyers and sellers kind of collaborate. But here you can expect that a good majority will be small businesses looking to learn about what's going on and what to expect. I'm sure they'll have a lot of questions. And looking for some guidance on the basics and how they might think about their business. So we reference kind of the Apex Accelerator. So thanks again, Mark, for being on. So one cool thing, the NAPEX and their Apex Accelerators are offering our one-on-one coaching opportunities. So those are happening before the opening session. As well as during lunchtime. So attendees can sign up to kind of leverage that opportunity there that we're glad to provide, and we're excited that Mark and his team are able to support. So our opening session is going to be a panel represented by federal agencies to kind of share some guidance around how small businesses can connect. And we'll also have a state and local panel that day to share how small businesses can pivot. So that will be Dave leading the charge there on that opening session. So glad to have him as well. And then you can see kind of the rest of the agenda. So we have kind of 2 sessions happening concurrently through the day. Again, kind of all geared toward helping small businesses pivot. We will be on to support you. So if you're there and tracking your session time, so you can see where you're plugging in on this agenda here, you should have an invite on your calendar. So if you're just joining your session, it should be as easy as looking at your calendar invite, finding the link that's there, and joining a Zoom just like this one, and we'll be on to support you. So that's simple. So we'll share, a few specifics and answer any questions you have there. And then we'll also show you how to attend the rest of the event, which we hope that you do join us all day and be a part of these sessions and be there to lend your perspective across the event. That closing general session I'll also share, because we have Zach on the line, will be a prime contractor panel. So we're excited to have some prime contractors sharing their insights for how small businesses can either pivot to working with primes or get better at it. All right. Any questions on the agenda or the timing or anything like that? Can answer? All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, so we've got some slides in here with some general guidance, and none of these are meant to be death by PowerPoint informational type sessions. So we know all of you pretty well, so we know that this is your style as well. So I just want to reemphasize this here, that we've asked you to be here because of your unique perspectives and the stories and expertise that you bring to the table. So we want you to know that we want you to leverage that and create a session that's engaging around that tells a story. So around your expertise. So just a quick note there. A little bit more on the same. If you have something that's really text heavy as a resource that you want to share, or if you're finding your slide looking like the image on the left, please reach out to us, and we're glad to create kind of a handout and put it up there so that everyone can download it. Just wanted to kind of share that as a resource for you if there are things that are a little bit more in depth that you do want to share. Next, we always share this because every single time we get questions about what the acronyms were from the event. So we're reviewing this in your PowerPoint, but if you're talking and sharing acronyms, don't assume that everybody in the room knows them. Most people are too embarrassed to ask, but we always get questions about the acronyms or comments that was acronym heavy. So yes, just spell things out. Don't assume that everyone knows your context. Next, ask that you join your session 10 minutes early. So if it's on your calendar, that's the time. Have we set it to be 10 minutes early in the calendar invite? Okay, so you're already on that invite. Your time is blocked off to be 10 minutes early. So we ask that you then arrive on time so that we know that you're there and ready to support the session. And we'll check your audio and visual and all that stuff and go over any specifics you'd like to help us support, such as like how you want to moderate the questions, that kind of thing throughout your session. All right, next. All right, Jody, you want to go over the logistics of Zoom?
Yes. So in case anybody is unfamiliar with Zoom webinar, you are currently in Zoom webinar. This is what you are. The buttons look very similar to Zoom. There's just a little bit of things that the audience can't normally do. Like usually the audience, we can't see their videos, which is why we've promoted you all to panelists today, so we could see your lovely faces. But as Samantha already said, your panelist link is already in your calendar hole that Gwendolyn or Gigi has sent to you. We'll resend it out like about 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before. We'll resend it one more time in case it gets lost in your inbox, because we all know that emails get lost in your inbox. So we'll send the panelist link one more time a couple minutes before we join. And as we said before, 10 minutes is where we want to put you at. If you join it any earlier, we're worried about overlapping of sessions. So we can't have two webinars happening at the exact same time. So that's why we put the 10 minutes. And again, when you join, you're going to be joining a practice session. So nobody's going to be there yet, just our lovely staff, which will most likely be myself, Jake, Dora, who runs our professional development program, and Grace, who runs our magazine. So it'll be one of the four of us who will be there the entire time, and we'll be able to help you test your audio and video, share your screen if you'd like to do that, and ask any last minute questions. All the backgrounds have already been preset to this lovely blue-green color, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you'd like to jazz it up, we can help with that. But it's already been preset for the Emerge background. In case you do like to share your slide deck, if you're a person who's like, I like to have control and run everything, perfectly fine. Just tell myself, Dora, Jake, or Grace that you like to run your own deck, and we will help you work out through it. Basically, once you share your screen, you'll be able to have access to all these buttons. They kind of like disappear and pop up on the screen. My favorite button is the show webinar button, because then it kind of like shows you what it looks like to the audience, which is really cool. And so I can actually see the entire screen, how it looks to the audience, including my own beautiful picture here. So you can kind of have everything set up how you want, and that's what that 10 minutes beforehand is going to be. If you would like us to run your slide deck for you, we are happy to do so. I know we have a couple speakers who are actually going to be traveling during this time, so they're going to be doing it from a hotel room on their laptop. So if you want us to run your deck for you, not a problem. Just let your person know when you join that 10 minutes before. They will already have it set up on their screens and be able to share. So we are ready for any contingency. And then polling questions, if anybody does have polling questions, it should already be in your slide deck. And then our teams will create them for you, so you don't have to worry about creating the polling questions. We'll take care of all that work for you. So I think it's only 1 or 2 teams who are having polling questions, so you should be good to go. And then during the session, they'll just launch it for you. Okay, so the start of the session, we're going to go live about 1 to 2 minutes beforehand. Everything is recorded for the attendees, but don't worry, we do cut out the pre-10-minute thing, so feel free to adjust yourself and get that last drink of water. We won't record that. Starting the session out, our team will welcome everybody in. We'll do the general welcome. We'll review some housekeeping slides about Zoom features and where the resources are. And then we will give you a very warm welcome, and then we will turn the audience over to you. We're not going anywhere. We're here with you the entire time to launch polls. If you would like us to read off questions for you, if you would like to take questions throughout the entire session, or you want to hold questions to the end, we are here to help facilitate whatever way you would like to present. So whatever is most comfortable for you, we're happy to make it happen. At the end of the session, so we need to get to at least 45 minutes for the session. I know sometimes people get a little nervous and they might talk really fast and it'll end in 20 minutes. We need to get all the way up to at least to 45 minutes, but we have the full hour to get through everything. So if you are a person who likes to talk really fast and are worried about getting through all your slides really quickly, have a story in your back pocket, have some expansion material off the top of your head. It's always great. But if you're a person who's like, Jody, I'm going to talk the entire 60 minutes, make sure we're at least saving at least a few minutes at the end for Q&A because people will want to ask questions. So we've tailored it to flexibility to your speaking style. So questions at the beginning, middle, and end, however you like to handle it, we're here to help out with that. And then at the very end, the NCMA staff will remind everybody to complete their survey, and then they'll just end the session. So we've taken care of everything for you. All you have to do is just be your fantastic selves, and we'll make sure everything is great for the audience. Any questions about the session structure? Yeah, Mark, what's up?
I'm sharing the briefing with Mr. Townsend. He's going to be in Virginia and I'll be in Illinois. And is there a way that both of us can be the host at the same time?
Yeah, no problem at all. We can set up to where especially if you like to have a dialogue going on, we can make sure that the setup is like this. And then depending on who wants to control the slide deck, you guys are more than welcome to trade it off, or one of our wonderful team members can handle it for you guys. You can just say next slide. If you don't want to keep going back and forth with sharing, we're happy to take care of that for you too.
And then will you guys serve as like the questions? Will you be like a facilitator for us to say the questions are what? Okay, excellent.
Of course, depending if you'd like to go throughout the whole entire thing or you like to keep it towards the end, we are happy to read off the questions if that's what you like. And if you're a person who just likes to handle their own questions, that's fine too. We just recommend if you're reading it from the chat to read off the question before you answer it. So those who are watching the video back later, they don't get to see the chat. They know what you're talking about. But yeah, we're happy to facilitate in any way that makes you the most happiest to have a great session. Yeah, good question. Anything else? Nope. Okay. So in case you didn't know how to access the Path Emerge home site, you should have gotten some emails today from our wonderful marketing team showing you guys how to do that. So if you haven't already got that, check your emails later on. It got sent to all the attendees, including all the speakers. But it's very easy. You just kind of visit the NCMA homepage and you log into your profile. And then once you're there, you're going to navigate to this Path LMS. And then you select Emerge, and then the page will be up. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in just a slightly different way, everybody, so I can show you actually how to do it. There we go. Okay, great. Perfect. So I'll just walk you through it really quickly. If you're on the NCMA homepage, you just sign in with your regular login credentials. If you've forgotten it, please let us know. Our team is happy to help reset them for you. But once you're there, you go to the learning dropdown and access my virtual training. If you're on the NCMA homepage, hopefully later today, there's going to be a button here that'll take you to that as well. The marketing team's just updating the website right now. But once you get to access my virtual training, it's acts as a single sign-on onto our training website. And then from there, you just select Emerge. And then now you're on the Emerge page. You're all logged in. You'll see your little name up here on the right-hand corner. As you can see, my name is Test. But once you're there, there's a quick look at the schedule, any FAQs, and then here we have all the session links down below. So for those of you who are joining, who are going to be doing the any of the sessions, this is how the audience will view it. You'll be joining from your panelist link, but feel free to join other sessions throughout the day. Once you've done with your session or before your session, we'd love to have you join the other sessions as well. Once you go in, you just open the session and then there'll be a link here 30 minutes beforehand where you can join the waiting room. But again, if you are the actual speaker, please join it as your panelist link, not the attendee link. Otherwise, we won't be able to get you into that practice session. All the resources will be on a little tab right here called resources. So once your slide deck has been finalized or your links have been finalized, we will put them here for the entire audience to access them. So if you would like to have any other handouts or resources, we're always happy to add them onto the site for attendees to see. And if you think of a link during the training as well, and you're like, oh, here's this really cool resource that I didn't tell you about, but it's great. Dora, myself, Jake, and Grace are great at finding those resources, and we can add them afterwards as well. So if you think of something in the moment that's a cool resource you want to share, we're happy to put it on the resources page for the attendees. So that's how you get to the site, and that's how everybody can access everything. And as I said before, the resources for attendees will be in a little tab called resources. Okay, any questions about what's going to happen on the day or how to access anything? No? Okay, well, in case you haven't already met Gwendolyn or Gigi a million times, she is the person you've most likely been contacting with. So Gigi, I'm going to bring you in to bring it home.
Maybe just one note, I'm sorry, Gigi, before we switch to Gigi, in case something happens and you are otherwise detained, you know, you're in an area where you have no power, please let us know so that we can take the appropriate steps to regroup and also let our audience know. I can drop in my my cell phone number here. Please don't hesitate to reach out and keep us in the loop. Life happens and we want to be prepared. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Christina. That's so true. That it's happened to us with power. Even Jake and I have had that happen where 3 minutes out, my entire power went out and I just had to email Jake, and Jake, you're in charge and you're running the show today. So come on. So don't worry. We have backup contingency plans. All you have to do is let us know so we know how to handle it. But nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to be working out great, right, Michelle? So we shouldn't have to worry.
Everything's gonna be fine. I'm just worried about Mark and the rain's coming. So I'm gonna pray that you don't get all that rain that they say you're gonna get, Mark.
Or you can just drive over to Lubbock, Mark. It's nice over here still.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right, Gigi.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Super excited to have you here. Just a few quick reminders. The speaker materials were due April 15th. If you have not submitted your slides, please do so as soon as possible, as well as any polling questions or anything else you may need from us. For any last minute changes to your slide deck, please send those to either myself or Hannah Dwyer. And then please be sure to double check your calendar hold to make sure you have your panelist link. If you do not have your panelist link, please feel free to reach out to me and I will get it right to you.
I'll just add for the few folks that I know are here that we're planning panels and have meetings either Friday or Monday. No need to send anything ahead of those. Those won't have formal slide decks. Will be probably just some framing slides that NCMA would just have up during that panel discussion. So don't want you to worry about that missed deadline. Over, thanks.
Thank you for dropping my email, Michelle. And be sure to promote yourself. We are happy to send you the I'm Speaking badge. Please be sure to share a brief overview of your session if you're posting on your socials. And the NCMA official event hashtag will be revealed soon. So at this time, we'll open it to any outstanding questions.
This is a very seasoned group. I am sure that this will be absolutely seamless for all of you guys and gals. If you have any questions between now and next week, you know, go in and try to find your login for NCMA. I don't know if I know mine. I don't know if I'm going to need one, but the team will tell me, Mark, you know, if I need one or not. So go in and make sure you have your right numbers. And if you don't, just reach out to someone on the team and they'll reset it so that you can go in and visit all of the sessions for Emerge. So the hashtag is hashtag NCMA Emerge. All right, everybody. Thank you.
Just real quick, Zach had a quick question, a good question about approved social media language. Did we send that out with the badge? Cece, do we have official social media language?
Yeah, we will send official language.
We'll follow with that language for
We will send it to
those that
all
have joined us.
speakers.
Thanks, Zach.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, we'll send it to all the speakers, and if you are so inclined to just drop it on social media to let folks that know that you're out there taking care of small business, that would be great.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just a quick post on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah, love it, and thank you for thinking of that. All right, everyone have a super day, be safe, and we'll see you all next Thursday.